Recently, when everyone's favourite soulless, unfeeling android, no, not Data, the Zuck,
And then smoking meats, grilling meats, good smoky flavor.
announced the name change for Facebook to Meta and introduced his newest, benevolent, altruistic and non-creepy product, the Metaverse, it got me thinking, what does Meta actually mean? But Scunnerd, I hear you cry. Everyone knows what Meta means. It's the best weapons that you can currently use in Warzone, or the current broken class in World of Warcraft that you can pick and then still relentlessly die over and over again to completely avoidable mechanics.
Was that you? Was that you or me? It was not me. Was it you?
Or even the jokes that are made in everyone's favourite anime, Rick and Morty.
Anyways, things will be like season 1, but more streamlined.
Now, I understand what the meta within a game refers to as the optimal way to play something at that current time, sometimes called the metagame. What I wanted to comprehend, however, was what the actual word meant in its different contexts. When looking up the definition of the word, it returns as meta, of a creative work, referring to itself or to the conventions of its genre, self-referential. The enterprise is inherently meta since it doesn't review movies. For example, it reviews the reviewers who review movies.
Movie on just 10 minutes of news footage of 9/11.
Hey, that's pretty good.
This definition, given as the primary meaning of the word, would probably indicate the jokes that are commonly made in TV shows and movies that break the fourth wall and refer to itself, such as in Deadpool, Rick and Morty and Family Guy.
Ow! A northern bird flew into my nuts! Go to commercial!
They're all lame-ass teachers' pets.
You know I can hear you.
Wasn't talking to you. I was talking to them.
But this doesn't clear up what the word means in the other contexts in which it's used. I'm not sure that this definition can be applied to the metagame of a video game, and it certainly doesn't explain what the fuck a metaverse is. I had to dig deeper, by scrolling slightly further down the Google search page. Meta can also be used as a prefix, obviously, in examples like metagame, metaverse, metamorphosis, metacarpet, metalanguage, and metadichlorobenzene.
Genitated? Ha! Thank you. Hydrogenated soybean oil.
Now, for many of these examples, it seems that the prefix meta means some sort of change or difference from what it originally was. This is supported by the original Greek use of the word, which seems to use the word to denote something across or after. Okay, so meta often means that something is different or altered from what it originally was. According to Weird Squiggle News, meta means after or beyond, to operate at a higher level or change. Now the interesting part here, in this definition, is to operate at a higher level. This would fit perfectly with the meta game, that it is often used by clickbait YouTubers that trick noobs like me into thinking if I watch their video about a meta playstyle, weapon or class, that I won't continue to be utter shite at video games until the end of time. They continue with the Google definitions of metacarpet, the finger bones after the wrist, meta-language, language used to describe another language, and metamorphosis, a change of form, to support this. I still wasn't convinced I completely understood the word at this point, however, so I continued on tirelessly, further down the Google page to learn more, which is more than can be said for Squiggle News. They stopped their investigation of the word at Metacarpet, the lazy fucking hacks. Ooh! What does meta mean in the Bible? This might be illuminating. Oh. In the Bible, meta means you're dead. And of course, the Jewish people have been mocking poor Mark by popularising the hashtag #FacebookDead, and also promising by holy decree to ridicule the name for years to come. The Israeli Emergency Rescue Unit Zaka, whose job it is to collect human remains to ensure proper burials, mockingly tweeted in Hebrew, "Don't worry, we're on it, #FacebookDead." I think at this point everyone is probably feeling pretty sorry for the Zuck, so let's backtrack a little and see if we can find out any other examples by using the Google What? Okay. So meta is using lots of scientific words that refer to change or alteration, such as metabolism, or everyone's favourite word to hear, metastasize, which probably would lead to the Hebrew definition of the word meta, Facebook dead. Before we finally come back to metaverse, there was one more word that I had heard but never really understood, metaphysical. According to the most reliable source on the internet, 100% factual and never fails, despite what your university lecturer may say, they are wrong, I am right, get over it. Metaphysics is a branch of philosophy that studies the first principles of being, identity and change, space and time, necessity and possibility. Okay, so pretty simple stuff that most people understand and have a grasp of, like, oh yeah, what time do you want to meet for lunch and where shall we meet? Simple stuff like that. Or maybe it actually refers to theories by crackpots such as Friedrich Nietzsche and his eternal recurrence, which claims that every aspect of life returns innumerable times in an identical fashion. Essentially that your entire life has already been lived by you and it will continually be repeated over and over for eternity. Quite a simple concept to wrap your head around, similar to the time and place lunch scenario given earlier. So finally, the metaverse. Everybody wants to own the metaverse, including Facebook and Microsoft, but what exactly is it? Fuck off, you cunts. Apparently the metaverse is the hypothesized progression of the internet where you essentially live online with a fucking headset on so that you can forget how shit and meaningless your life is outside of Facebook's warm and comforting embrace. Essentially, if you have already sunk countless hours into a game like RuneScape, World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy Online, you will have already experienced this kind of escapism from reality. Facebook's plan, however, is not to entice you with exciting characters and quests and fantasy and cinematics, but to sell you a digital pair of Gucci shoes that you can show off to your digital friends, whilst in real life you can't even afford a pair of socks in the New World Order. Happy times ahead, friends. Thanks for watching my video today. If you want to comfort and warmly embrace me prior to our subjugation within the Matrix, please like and subscribe so I get some dopamine.
Yeah, no, this is what Facebook Live is for, just hanging out while you're sitting in your backyard, waiting for your brisket and your ribs to finish smoking.